Good morning, Gogglefrogs. How are you? Hopefully you've had a wonderful, wonderful week and you're all ready for the next hour. Who knows what's going to happen, but what we are going to do is going to do a little bit of knitting or crochet, whatever you've got with you, and we're going to have a nice cup of something. So this is my cup of cordial, and I've also got a cup of tea as well. So I've got two. And Robert's got a nice cup of tea as well. Yeah, I think he's going to get something else as well. So anyway, hello, welcome, and sorry, it is show 338. Can you believe it? So in the last, I don't know how long, over 2 years now, that's 338 shows, that's 338 hours you've spent with us, and that is how many stitches have we actually knitted during these shows?
I know.
And how many stitches have we frogged? Who knows? So it's one of those fun things. How are you, Robert? Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
He's tired. He's shattered.
Yeah.
He really needs to go back to bed and just spend the day in bed. But he's a party animal, so we can't.
No, we're going to the cinema, and then we're going out for dinner, and then we're going to Les Mis.
Fabulous. I've never seen Les Mis, but I hear it's good.
It is really good, yeah. And I booked the tickets for a Christmas present from me to Gary. But then we were talking last night. He's like, "Oh, I really want to go and see this film. Can we go on Sunday?" And I was like, "Well, you want a roast dinner on Sunday? That doesn't really work."
Oh. So is Les Mis at the theatre or the
Kings? Yeah.
It's at the theatre.
London.
All right. And what are you seeing at the pictures?
Wow.
I believe a story coming on.
We're seeing a little we're seeing a film which is, so at the moment all the superhero films are doing a whole multiverse thing.
What?
Multiverse thing.
What's the multiverse?
So we don't just have this universe. There are multiple universes out there, and in each of the universes there are versions of us. So that's the superhero one. This is it's a little independent film that's picked up lots of momentum, and it's called Everyone, Everywhere, All of the Time, or something like that, or Everything, Everywhere, All of the Time. And it's basically a normal person who can travel between herself in the multiverses. It's weird. But yeah, it's a really low budget film that's got great reviews, to the point that all the special effects they do themselves. There's no CGI, there's no green screen, or very little green screen, and it's got some big stars in it. So it's got the guy who in Indiana Jones, when it first came out, the little Chinese guy. So he left acting, has come back to acting. So he's playing the male part. It's got Michelle Yeoh as the female lead, and Jamie Lee Curtis as one of the female leads as well. So it's got some big people in it. So it looks really, really good, and it's getting really, really good reviews. So yeah, so we're going to see that.
Wow. Don't you just love it? I love low budget films, like, you know, I just sit here watching Scandi Noir and stuff like that. And I know they've all got budgets, but, you know, not big epic stuff that comes out of some parts of Sky, shall we say. And I just think it's great when something that takes a bit of a punt does really well. So enjoy that film.
I should probably sleep.
Huh?
I should probably sleep.
Do you know what? You're probably not going to, because you probably get there, and within the first 5 minutes, you'll probably get hooked on what's going on and actually watch it. So, oh, bless you. So, don't you just love it when that happens?
Have you dropped a stitch?
No. You know when you get like a little knot thing where you've got a ball of wool and they've just knotted it, and it goes perfectly to the other side, to the inside. So I'll just cut them off anyway. And I always have this little thing about, yes, it's worked perfectly. So that's really good news. So yeah, so shall we say some good mornings?
Yes, you carry on knitting and I'll do it
Oh,
today.
fab, thank you.
So we start with, we're going to go bottom to top as always. We have Laura. Good morning, Laura.
Hello.
We have Janice. Good morning, Janice.
Hello.
We have gorgeous Georgie. Hi, Georgie.
Hello.
We have Gogglefrog number 1. Hi, Brigitte.
Hello.
And we have Amber. Good morning, Amber.
Hello.
And good morning, Princess Curtain Crusher, because I'm sure she's there as well.
Hello. Meow.
We catch up on chat, and Laura says, good morning, all. Brigitte says, morning, peeps, 338. Laura says, I frogged more than knitted, in case you wonder. Amber says, good morning, everyone, from Princess Curtain Crusher. And Georgie says, good morning.
Fab. Yeah, do you know, it was really weird how you, like, I got up and, you know, when you have a really, really, really good morning, and I got ready, I found time to wash my hair, I sat and had breakfast, a book that I ordered, you know, when you order these secondhand books rather than the brand new ones. So I ordered a secondhand book that should have been here, 2 of them, late in the week. And it arrived today, which was absolutely amazing. So that arrived, did a little bit of knitting, and then I sat down and put my laptop up. I thought, I've got no idea what's wrong with my laptop. You know, when it goes on to low power mode, the screen all dulls, and I'm thinking, I'm really not going to be able to see things. Obviously, I've turned the brightness down for something. Or what tends to happen is I prop my phone up there, and it hits the brightness tab and turns it down. It's just me propping my phone up for some reason. So hey ho, that was this morning. But we've done had a really, really, really nice morning. Yes, and I hope you have too. It's a little bit grey and overcast, but we had this yesterday here, and then it came out a little bit sunny in the afternoon. What?
Nothing. It was gorgeous, wasn't it? Mind you, I was in, so I didn't really see it. What I do know is that after my ridiculous 3-hour journey home, I literally pulled up in the driveway, and then it started to chuck it down. And Gary had left his keys on the inside of the door, so I couldn't get in. I was ringing the doorbell, and he had his noise-cancelling headphones in, so couldn't hear me, and I was getting soaked.
Oh my
So after the second ring, I rang him and I went, open the bloody door, I'm getting soaking. And I was drenched in the 5-minute massive downpour.
Oh my God. Because do you know what? I don't actually think we had that much rain here. I don't think we did. And we're only about, 2 miles from each other?
Yeah.
But that sometimes happens. We don't get everything here. We had a little bit. It wasn't a torrential downpour though. But I was hoping for a bit of a storm, and I didn't see a storm yesterday, which was a bit disappointing because I love me thunder and lightning. But it didn't happen, so never mind. Yeah.
See the storm we had during the week?
Yeah. I got up and I recorded it on my phone.
Did you?
Yeah, I was stood there at the window like this going, and I'm thinking, I hope nobody can see me. Not that I really have people who watch, but yeah.
Right, so I have a confession to make, and it's going to sound like it's a really bad thing, and it is to start with, but then you're going to wet yourself. So that night, I had the worst night's sleep this week for several reasons. One, I couldn't get to sleep. 2, I got to sleep, then the bloody thunderstorm woke me up, and I hate lightning. 3, I went back to sleep, had a nightmare. 4, with my already hurt back, I then fell out of bed. I don't know what happened. I turned over and I was on the floor.
Oh my God, no. Did it make you better or worse?
I was telling my boss the next day, and he went, "Oh, do you know what, Robert? my daughter's just gone into her grown-up bed. You can borrow her side bumpers if you want.
Oh, you probably need it. Oh my God, you poor thing. Oh God.
Oh.
These things happen, don't they?
It woke Gary up, and Gary went, "Are you all right?" And I went, "Yeah." And he went, "Did you just fall out of bed?" I went, "Go back to sleep." And then he messaged me the next morning. And he went, "I'm really concerned. Why did you fall out of bed?"
Oh dear. Oh, it was. I can't remember the last time I fell out of bed. Although I think all of us have near misses, don't we? There's always those times when we turn over and we think, "Oh my God, could have fallen out of bed then." Oh dear. I'm now going to be getting to that bit of this yarn where it's all falling off, only because I've frogged this thing so many times to perfect. It's what you do when you're doing patterns. You do end up going backwards and forwards, and you just throw the thing down rather than put it in a carrier bag, which is what I recommend everyone to do. So anyway, yay! Soon we're going to be further along than we've ever been before with this ball of wool, which is brilliant.
Good.
So when I get to the knotted bits. So what are you working on? Is that your cowl? And B, what are you looking at?
Well, we have a delivery coming this morning.
Yeah.
It's a Gogglefrogs delivery.
Yeah.
And I've had to leave the door open a tiny crack so I can hear the doorbell when it goes.
All right.
It's due while we're live. But because I've left the door open, Bex has obviously heard me and has decided to come up, and he can't work out why he can't get in the door properly. So it's only open a tiny crack, and he can't push it because it's the doors in our house have self-closing mechanisms in them.
Yeah.
So it's wedged open ever so slightly by the door wedge. And so he's trying to get in. I'm just making sure he can't get in. But yes, I am doing the cow.
Oh, bless. Oh.
So
I had a delivery the other day, and it was coming. It's actually from a gluten-free bread company, and so it was arriving on Thursday. I thought that'll be great for the weekend. Blah blah blah. So I'm all ready for my delivery. I've gone into Le Buzz. I've got home by 2:45 because it was being delivered between 3 and 4. So I'm sat here in the back. I've got the door open slightly so I can hear as well. And then suddenly I looked at my emails for some reason, and at 11 minutes past 3, so it says, "Sorry, we missed you." And I'm like, how can you miss me? I'm in the house. So then I looked at the picture, and they've taken a picture of our front door that we do not use, and there is a sign in the door that says, "Please go to back door." So me, being me, I am fuming, and it says, "Do you want to make a complaint? Like, are you happy? Do you want to make a complaint?" Yes, I do. Do you want a call back? Yes, I do. So anyway, I then walked to the front door to take a photo of my front door so you can clearly see the sign. Please go to back door. And there's a box there. There's a box being left at my front door. And I'm like, seriously? Because if I'd have just seen that, unless I am going out in my car, I never go to the front of my property. So that box of bread could have been left there for days. And then when they did ring, they said, "Oh, yeah, I think he's clicked the wrong thing." But even so, quite interesting how normally they're fine, DPD delivering. But I just thought, oh my God. And it's just like, I'm not getting a bigger sign just because one person can't read the sign. So never mind. So anyway, I got my box of bread, which is brilliant. I need to put it all in the freezer, the bits that I don't want to have now. But yeah, so that's good. Yeah. So let's see. Sorry.
Janice says she's off to the first London branch meeting since before lockdown. Oh, enjoy.
Who is?
Janice. Laura says, enjoy it, Janice. I'm sure you're really looking forward to it.
Oh, wow.
Georgie says, oh, Robert, ouch, bless you. Laura says, quite an adventurous night, Robert. Not to be repeated, though. No.
I know. I don't think anyone would have heard the end of it if I'd have like fallen out of bed. I'd still be screaming about it now.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Right,
dear.
should we do music?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I was just sat there thinking, I'm sure we normally do something early on.
So, this is the last Saturday. Is it? No, is it? Yes, because I think next Saturday we start the specials for the music. So for today's musical interlude, I thought we would take a look at what would happen if fairy tales were rewritten today.
Oh,
So here we go. Enjoy.
that was really good. I couldn't pick up all the phrases and all the words, but that's my hearing. But
No,
it was really, really good.
It's
It
the
needs
way
the words.
yeah, it's the way they blended it together. So I've listened to that 3 or 4 times now. It's actually what he did was he used a Liam Payne track as the bass and then wrote over the top of it. But yeah, Liam Payne's from One Direction.
Oh, right. Okay. So.
Yeah. So there were some really key things in there, like take this rag and turn it into an iPhone to call an Uber, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah. And living in a tower all alone, that's the penthouse. And just think, oh my God, yeah. We now pay for seclusion, don't we?
Mm.
We really do, rather than like, I want a coffee. Let me get a little, if you live in Milton Keynes, let me order it from Starbucks or somewhere and it'll arrive in a little R2D2 type thing. It's just really, really weird. It really makes you think about how we live.
It does. And what's really interesting is off the back of that, I just thought of something. I start my apprenticeship next week
Yay.
through work, and I sent out an email this week asking people to pick 5 words that they would associate with me. And somebody who I used to work with picked introvert, and I thought, I'm not an introvert. I've never been an introvert, but actually, they knew me through the pandemic. And I'm more introverted now than I was before the pandemic, as is my behaviour at work more introverted than it was before the pandemic. So it just goes to show that, you know, life-changing events happen, and you just don't think anything of it. It just becomes, you just change and think you're the same. So yeah, very bizarre.
That is very true. And yes, not the same, but yesterday I was listening to sort of a training, and somebody said like, oh, I am this type of person, the Myers-Briggs MTBI thing that you can do. And I thought, do you know what, I haven't done that for 10 years when I was at work, very much under corporate. So I actually rang them up and said, how can I do this online? Like for me, because now I work for myself, that's very different to when you're trying to deliver what a whole organization wants with their own ideals. So I did it yesterday.
Oh, I wish I'd known. There's a site you can do where you don't have to pay for it.
Oh, never mind. But I went on, and it was about $50, and it was really interesting when it said how I deal with stress or situations that will be very stressful for me. And one of the biggest ones is when I'm micromanaged, because I cannot stand structure. That's just part of me. And it was it took me back to when we did this within the like, I worked in motor insurance at the time, and there was a quadrant, and you had to stand in your quadrant. And you know what? There were a group of 35, 40 of us, managers, senior managers in this company. Every single one of them was in the opposite quadrant, and I was the only person in my quadrant, and there was no one in the other two.
Wow. That does
Like,
not make good. That's not good for a company.
exactly. They're supposed to be evenly spread. And
Yeah.
it's really interesting that I was taken on board because I had a different view, and they needed me to pick up different things in the auditing side. And I didn't fit in because what I was telling them, they didn't want to hear, and everyone was the same. And it's really interesting when you get into different companies and you realize most companies do recruit similar people. So it was really lovely to be able to do that yesterday and just think, this is me. This is me in my world, and I can be really open, honest, and it was really interesting. But yeah, so I did that yesterday. No, I did it day before yesterday, but I've been reading the feedback. You know, when you really take your time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
And what are you now?
I am. Hang on, it's in my book. I am, because I haven't looked what I was before, but I am INFP. And what was interesting, it said, I generally work with others to like my values, personal values are really important to me. When you work for a big corporate company, it's the company's values that everybody is mirroring. And for somebody like me, I find it impossible to do that because my own personal values are the most important thing. So it was just so interesting to think, why do you get loggerheads with people? And it said the more that I feel I am I have to try and prove myself, the more defensive I will become, and the more difficult people will perceive me as. And I thought, that was so true. So anyway, I found it absolutely incredible. Yeah. So it was really good. Anyway, back to knitting. But it's just so interesting to do things like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So best of luck with your apprenticeship, and I will send you your email back. Sorry, I forgot to send that back, so I'll send that back. But that's interesting that after you being seen as introvert, I just would not say that at all.
No.
That is really interesting.
What is interesting though is on the same list, extrovert has been picked a couple of times. So it's just how you interact with people, I guess, isn't it? But I worked with this person for 9 months, and it's just interesting that they said that I was an introvert. So yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, right. Wow. Let's go back to some lovely knitting things.
Yeah. I've picked my knitting back up now. I'm like, yay.
My hands have gone really sticky and yucky.
Have they?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, my hands last night were absolutely horrific because I've been potting plants outside. Thank you, Brigitte. Chili plants are now, sunflowers are getting done soon. But my hands, my nails were black. And I just thought, how do people get this black stuff from underneath the nails? And because a brush just wasn't working. And then I used, on the nail clippers, you have like the little scrapery thing that goes like a little emery boardy thing, but a metal one. That was the only thing that got the stuff out from underneath my hands. And you think, how do gardeners have clean hands? So my hands yesterday looked terrible. They're okay today, but they're going to get full covered in soil again soon. So that was yesterday. But it's really nice. I've got my little hanging baskets are full now, and I have to say, you know how we look at things for inspiration, for wool and things. And I've got some of those, I don't know what they're called. They just look nice. You know, where the little green like leaves and they're all hanging that you have out of baskets. I've got some of those, and then really, really, really dark purple, quite floppy flowers. And I was thinking, why don't I use a really, really, really intense, like a dark velvet purple with a lovely green? I just think that would look stunning in like a cardigan or something like that. So I just love looking at like flowers, because when you think I'm going to create something in those colours, absolutely amazing. Or a blanket would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Or a bedroom or a living room. It's just like, oh, I love looking at flowers for like knitting inspiration. It's just incredible. Oh, what was that? Oh, Brigitte says that's why I wear those thin gloves when gardening. Okay, I will get some gardening gloves. I haven't had, I'll tell you why. Because when I had gloves, it was at the allotment, and there were those really thick things that I find impossible to use. So I will buy some thin gardening gloves today. Thank you very much. And Janice says I do a load of washing up as I don't have a dishwasher, and that does the trick. Thank you very much, Janice. I do not have a dishwasher either. I had to decide whether that space was for a tumble dryer or a dishwasher, and I went for the tumble dryer. And I did a little bit of washing up, but we went out for lunch yesterday, me and my mum, so that's why I didn't have lots of washing up last night. Anne says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Anne. And then
Morning, Anne.
Brigitte says, Robert, you're not the only one there. I feel like that too. Unless I'm with a group of people who I know and like, in general, I don't want to be with people. It's more obvious than now how annoying some people can be, and how my tolerance threshold is really low now. I think that's one thing that the pandemic has taught us, hasn't it? You know, because any time that we had with people was so precious, spend it wisely. And yeah, if a group of people aren't that inspiring, then just move on, because you know what, the most inspiring people around the corner. or just spend it with people you really like. Brigitte says they're examining glove, get loads in a box. Oh, do you mean the ones that like the elastic ones? I'll get some like that. Not elastic, you know, the rubber things. Oh, interesting. I did not realise that this week it's there is this study going on about plastic, and people are putting all plastic wrappings in a box during this week to see how much plastic their household actually consumes. And I read it in the free Waitrose paper thing this morning. And somebody in there was saying about, yeah, they're doing really quite good. However, got all these plastic bags where the crisps are, you know, the bags of crisps, etc. So they've been able to wrap other things in non-plastic. It was really interesting. Yesterday, I went to, we have a shop with, it's a refill and reuse shop. So you take your jars in and then you fill them up, so you're not using plastic. And they actually have crisps now in a jar, and you go in with your tub or whatever. Robert's back's really hurting now. With your little Tupperware or whatever you want to use, your glass canister, and you fill it up with crisps. So you can actually put them in a reusable little bag every day if you want to. So I was just, my gosh, there are ways that we can actually reduce plastic. So next time we want crisps, I'm going to go there and I'm going to get a tub, and that's going to be like a Saturday night treat or whatever, that we can go and have crisps. So that it will only be the flavour that we are given. But yeah, so there's... Huh?
Are they gluten free?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so I think they're just going to be ready salted, but like the proper Tyrrell's type ones.
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? How many packets of crisps do we get through in a year? That's all plastic. And when I was little, we used to put a crisp packet underneath the grill. It all shrunk, and then you used to put a little safety pin on the back and wear it as a little badge.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it still works because plastic. But yeah, you used to do that. And like if you had, whether it was, I know there's bits of foil in them now, isn't there? But yeah, I remember doing it all the time. You could do it with them. It must have been one of those little Blue Peter things. So you had all these badges, and then I used to put them on my school bag as well. But we didn't have as many things like crisps and chocolates. But yeah, we used to shrink the bags, and they used to go all hard, like proper hard. Yeah. Oh, Robert's just gone off, so don't worry. He'll be back in a moment. And Janice says she uses those gloves when she's grafting at the mosaic workshop, as dark grey grout is terrible to remove from under the nails. I feel for you, and you must show us some pictures of your mosaic. Brigitte says, just watched a Channel 4 programme hosted by Helen Skelton when she went into the Walker's Crisp factory, and it's worth watching. Thank you very much. We'll watch that. And do you know what? I do love the story of Chase. Chase were a potato farmer that couldn't make ends meet. And then, did they start making crisps? First of all, I don't know whether they did, but they started making vodka out of their potatoes and have never looked back, and now have Chase gin, Chase vodka. It's always in beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bottles, often boxed. And I think that's a real true genius for a farmer who just couldn't make ends meet, and then suddenly is transformed by just changing their end product. So I love that. Anyway, do you know what? Robert was really, 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 really naughty yesterday. He sent me an email. And
I've just sent you another one. No. This is about the retreat, and it's really important that you get it and do it, please. Sorry, carry on. What email did I send you yesterday? Oh yes, I remember now.
All right. Okay. I'll do that straight after. Okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Robert, when we went to our first show after lockdown, and it was Fair and Malfarnham. I can never remember which one's which.
Actually, I think it was a year ago today.
Oh my word!
I think so.
Oh, was
it was the end of May. The weekend before the bank holiday in May. I'm sure it was.
Check my memories. And we went down there, and there was this. They're more of a London company, aren't they? A London wool company, and everything's inspired by stuff around London. And there were two lovely, lovely, lovely ladies, and I bought a couple of skeins of wool. And everything it is based on. They base their whole brand on vintages, bottles. Like you get an 83 and a 72 Burgundy, etc. Because we're very much like that with our wool, aren't we? We put it away and we lay it down in our, well, it's called a stash, but actually it's the same as a wine cellar. Like we have our prized possessions around there. And he sent me an email. Oh my God, have they got some amazing colours?
It was gorgeous, wasn't it?
Just beautiful. And the colour that I absolutely loved from Barham U, who are no more, they went under early last year. And they have this beautiful, well, they had, and I've still got some, they had this beautiful rhubarb. Oh my word. This company now have the equivalent in a full British wool. So I didn't buy it yesterday, but I'm going to buy some. It
Yeah, I thought
looked
you might.
beautiful. It really did. And they were just so lovely, weren't they? The two of them had just had this idea, and and I just think, oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he sent me the email. So he's yeah. So Robert sent me the email, and as I said, he was very, 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 very naughty because he knew that colour would be, oh my god, I can't resist. And they're all, I believe they're all limited editions as well, inspired by things that they see around London or around the Thames. I don't know which one it is. So yeah, it's just hilarious. So yeah, you were naughty, but lovely as well. Oh, was there anything that you liked the look of, Robert?
Most of it, but I am definitely resisting.
I know. I'm just like, oh my god! I've even got so much Bar I'm You stuff left. You know, I've got things half finished. I've got another cardigan that I want to frog because I'm not 100% happy with it. I decided it was supposed to be a reverse stockingette, and I did it in stockinette, and now I'm thinking I should have done it in reverse, so I might even change it and redo it. So yeah, but thank you very much. So if you want to be inspired, I don't know what they're called, something vintage bottles, vineyard wool, London based, you'll find them online, but it's really, really nice. So thank you for that. And Amber said, love the idea of being able to recycle containers while buying groceries directly. Do you know what? We've got one supermarket here, Asda, and I do believe Asda used to be owned by an American company. I'm not too sure if they are still. Yeah,
Walmart.
it was Walmart. Now it's a venture capitalist company. I don't know. But anyway, Asda, you may have heard of them associated with Walmart. You can go in there now and you can fill up your like you can buy however many Weetabix you want and put them in a plastic container. Your cereals, your cat treats, your dog biscuits, like anything dried, your pastas, and that's even in a supermarket. So you go in, you weigh whatever container you have, then you fill it up, and then it gives you a little sticker to put on the side. So that is really good. And in most towns now, we are having these re-emergences of being able to refill, and you can either take your containers in, or we'll give you the stuff in a little brown paper bag. But I remember when I was little, they were called, does anyone remember this? They were called Weigh and Save. And they were all in like oil drums, weren't they? And you used to go in, and they were so cheap. At the moment, they're not cheap. They're tending to be more of the organic, ethical. It's not the cheapest way to shop, but it's plastic free. And it's really weird when I said to her, oh, do you do Weetabix? She says, no. She says, thanks for asking. I'll try and get them. I said, oh, it's fine. It's just I'll ask in here first before I go and buy something in a cardboard box with 2 strips of plastic in it. And she said, it's really amazing how few distributors or warehouses are offering things like breakfast cereals. I went, really? So she's trying to find, different places, but they've got to be aligned with her ethics as well. So it's quite interesting when you're going out trying to buy things and save on plastic. So yeah, I guess I'm doing a little bit.
Good. Can I ask a favour? Could you do Facebook? Because my delivery apparently is around the corner.
I will do Facebook. Let me just refresh my Facebook first, because you don't want to see some of the things I've got on Facebook, because it'll all be about, food. And at this time in the morning, we don't want food, do we? We've had our breakfast and that's it. Let's have a quick look. Right, okay, here we are. So just before that, Brigitte says, are the dispensing containers safe from other customers messing with the contents? I won't fancy getting something that others have touched with their mucky fingers. Yes, when you go and you put your little box on, if you're wanting, say, cornflakes in the supermarket, you put your container underneath and it's got one of those handles. You know, when you're in a hotel and having breakfast and you just turn a thing and it lets some of the grains come out, and that's what they're all like in Asda and in the Weigh and Save. So not Weigh and Save. In the local shop, everything's in glass jars. So she does them for you. So yeah, they're totally safe. And it's the little one right at the bottom of Leighton Buzzard. It used to be a wood shop, I think, or something. And it's just in there. She's very nice. And she also goes to, where is it? She also goes to Wing on a Thursday morning into that little, it's not the Cock Inn, is it? Or is it? I don't know, one of the pubs in the car park on a Thursday morning. So anyway, here is Georgie's virus shawl. And I have to say, she's really addicted to this pattern. I think it's beautiful, and I also love the colours. I also think that it would look amazing as you can do a square out of it, can't you? That's the shawl, but you can make it into a square or almost a circle. And I do think it would look amazing as a bedspread as well. That would be absolutely huge, but I think it's incredible. So well done, Georgie. And I think she said now she realises what everybody was talking about. Oh, and it is Style Craft Charm. Colour is Dragonfly, and the band on the yarn is a pattern for a knitted shawl on the inside. That's good to know, but lovely. It looks like there's purples, hues of amber, and greens in there. So that looks lovely. I've got some Noro like colours like that. I just love those greens and browns and purples. Yeah. They're so lovely, aren't they? Oh, I haven't heard that one. Rebecca has put on Sam Ryder singing I Want to Break Free. Queen.
This was after we were talking about him on Wednesday. This was after we were talking about him on Wednesday.
Thank you very much. I will have a listen to that. Missed that post. I put that one on there after the show, and that was him singing Waterloo. A very different rendition, but yeah. And we've got Georgie's posted 12 free patterns, knitting and crochet patterns, to celebrate the Queen's Jubilee. And may I just say that I was at Tracy's the other day. I dropped something off to her, and she has created the most amazing, and I mean amazing, letterbox. What is it? A letterbox topper? Yeah. Yeah, so she was just trying to find out how to keep things upright. So that was lovely. Did we show this the other day? Or was it me just watching it the other day? The quilt.
No, we haven't done Facebook for a week and a half.
I looked at it. And this is, I only got third. Isn't that beautiful? This is a quilt. So Sally went to an exhibition and she just had to take this picture. Absolutely beautiful. It is lovely, isn't it? So cute. Can I ask as well, this down here, like the water, I take it that is a whole piece and then you put those lines on it to give it effect. Is that the case?
Possibly, or it's thin strips sewn together.
Phew. That looks like a lot of work. It is a lot of work and it is beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. Absolutely love it. We've done that before. Those are the books that I shared. That's Brigitte's scarf, which we've shared. Sally had shared this. It was an event And I got part way through to look at who was there and who was exhibiting. I don't think I actually finished looking. Oh, right. So Katie's been there and she says it's the best yarn festival she'd ever been to. Out in the countryside, camping, live music, all the usual yarn shows. So I think it's probably, if you love the whole festival vibe, it will be amazing. If you don't enjoy the festival vibe, have a look. So yeah, I think it was on a couple of weeks ago. Georgie has shared this. Now, Georgie, I am absolutely amazed at this. This yarn looks fabulous. What on earth is it? Oh, yeah.
Angela, come back to camera for a second.
Hang on.
This is the last box we're ever going to have delivered for the retreat. That's the only clue I'm giving everybody.
And it's not broken.
No, it's not broken.
Huh?
And it's not Lego. And it's not Lego.
Oh my word. Oh, this is just so weird, isn't it? It's the end of an absolute era. But it is the end of pandemic as well. That's how we have to think about it. This is the end of pandemic, yeah. Where we had to stay inside all the time. And actually, can we just say it's a good job, because if this had been a normal Saturday without Gogglefrogs going ahead, there's no way Robert would still be at home now. So it's only the fact that Gogglefrogs happens on a Saturday morning that me and Robert are in our homes. As soon as we've finished, we're out doing other things. But yeah, so it sounds like a lot of bits, but it's lovely, lovely, lovely. So, oh my word, the last ever Gogglefrogs delivery. This is so weird. But hey ho.
And it happened live on a show. How amazing is that?
Yeah.
Right.
Fine,
sorry. We're in the middle of
if we think, oh my word, like the number of deliveries we have had that have been sat there until the two of us can get together. So we open them together. And that's how we've always been, haven't we? Unless I've been ill or you've been ill, and it's just like, okay, we can't actually meet up. But yeah, we've always opened everything together, which has been amazing. Right, okay, let's go back. Yeah,
we were in the middle of Facebook, and
I was looking at this one. So this
is gorgeous. I love this. And what's really interesting with this one is when you click on it, you can order the ply that you want and then the length that you want. So you can order it as a 2-ply, 3-ply, 4-ply DK, and then you order it in 100 grams, 200 grams, but it also tells you the meterage you're getting.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, really interesting.
So I'm trying to get my head around this, right? They wouldn't work out like that, would they?
What do you mean?
Because it's all one continuous yarn.
Yeah.
It shows red, and then it shows white, and then it shows blue. Well, you would have to keep cutting the yarn to create that, wouldn't you? Until you got to the next colour. Or am I being silly?
I don't know. I just clicked on it and thought it was amazing that you could order it in.
I absolutely
love
that yarn. So, however, that yarn will not make that bunting that's behind, because you'll have to do all the red bits, then all the white bits, then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't. Oh no, I think the bunting is just for decoration.
But I love it. Absolutely love it. So you can have the most amazing blanket of red, white, blue. And I think anything like that. I don't know what the multicolored one will look like. But yeah, that's amazing. And I just think, do you know what? Just order all three find a shelf somewhere and leave them there forever. That is just art. It is, isn't it? It just looks so stunning to me. Like the 3 balls of yarn look better than the bunting anyway. So that, oh my word. The Union Jack, as well as a purple sparkly yarn to represent the royal connection, because purple is a royal colour, isn't it? And back in the day, centuries ago, the only people who could afford purple were royalty. No one else was allowed to use it or wear it or could afford to wear it. So that's amazing. I still haven't watched that. I'm going to have to. And now what I want to do is I want to go and be an English person in an American yarn shop, because it's just like, how are they so different? And last time I went to America, I wasn't a knitter. So I think that's something else that I need to do. I don't know if anyone actually did this knitting retreat or has started. This was Norwegian knitting, so I'm sure that somebody has joined up, and we'll see. And then we've seen these before, haven't we? These stitches, but accessories are still half price until they've gone. It was your birthday. I think we've caught up, and I want to do that one. For me, using up your cheapest yarn that you're not 100% happy with would look amazing if you're using a 2-tone, because then you're not going to feel, when some yarn doesn't feel lovely, and you could put quite a crappy feeling yarn against a lovely yarn to do the nice hearty shapes. And I just think that silkiness of the white stuff, the alternative colour, would be amazing. So that's just an idea for using up yarn that you don't like the feel of. Right, here we go. And we're done. Let us know if there's anything I haven't shared today. Right, let's have a look and see where we got to. Yeah, so Brigitte, everything is safe. Anne says, we still have a shop in town where you self-serve. Oh, wow. The owner weighs it, local family-owned shop. Yeah, so different ones. But it's good that they're there. Amber says, thank you, everyone, for a wonderful start to the weekend, and happy crafting. Yeah, happy crafting. And when you change colour, and I know this is all self-striping, but I'm on the purple now, so I'm very happy. I'm on the purple, quite a few rows of a solid until all of that pattern arrives. And Brigitte says, that sounds like lots of little bits. I'm not too sure what.
That's the box.
What box?
I shook the box, didn't I?
Just thinking, what was the little bits? Right, yes. All will be revealed. And Brigitte says, thank you. You're doing the right thing. Gogglefrogs was a lifesaver when it was more than needed. You two have to have your life back like everyone else. And I think that's where it will be nice to wake up on a Saturday and just think, right, we're heading into London today, and to get off at 8-9 o'clock in the morning. And and Laura says, very true, Brigitte. Even if I join Gogglefrogs quite late, you're never late for Gogglefrogs. Always remember that. And there'll still always be 300 odd episodes that you can watch on YouTube, aka life post-COVID, even if we have to live with it for longer than anyone else expected it. Yeah, that's very true. We all expected it to be about 4 weeks, didn't we? Not 2 years. And Laura says, Angela, you inspired me to look up plastic-free shop in Eastbourne, and I will go there later on. Thank you. Yay! Every little thing that we can do to help our crafters inspire each other, and just little hints and tips. I went there yesterday and I bought some sour cherries, dried sour cherries, and I bought some pistachios and some coconut shavings as well. And hey presto, my second-hand book, my recycled books arrived today, and there is a recipe in there for cherry and pistachio cake. with almonds, and I'm going to make that. I'm just going to rehydrate the sour cherries slightly, and I might even put them in some kirsch or something like that to rehydrate them so that they taste really, really lovely. Yeah, so that's what I bought yesterday, and I do tend to go in there because I think I'm buying pistachios that aren't in a little plastic bag because I know I'm going to use them within hours probably. So yeah. And we don't. So let us know what you're inspired by or what you're doing, because I'll probably go off and do that as well. So thank you. What are we on? Oh, we're on 59.
Time.
Ah, time is out. Oh well, never mind. I have got a couple of nice magazines to read. I've got some nice
Good.
knitting, so I might do an hour of knitting now. Just get my mum ready, and then I'll do I might treat myself to an hour of knitting. Yeah, and have a nice day. So, what time are you setting off and going out?
I don't know. Gary's just got up. I don't think we need to go till like 1 or 2 o'clock. So, yeah. So, folks, whatever you're up to this weekend, have a lovely one, and we will see you on Wednesday evening.
8. See you later.